My name is Aidan, also known as Turtleboy.
He is a senior editor for Turtleboy Daily News.
I'm a big fan.
We've broken hundreds of stories that the mainstream media won't touch.
Some blogger in Massachusetts who's getting to the bottom of this better than anybody.
Why is it Turtleboy that is covering such important issues? Where is the rest of the media?
You need to not say that you were gonna take my baby out of revenge and make him a transgender baby.
Stop it.
Don't you want to ask some questions? I know you do.
I do. I know you do.
People don't like the things that I say and want me to stop saying them, but I won't. I'm never going to stop. These are the kind of stories that must be told.
It's go time. Tick, tick, boom. Bring the noise. Go, baby, we bringing our toys. Separating from the boys. Chopper be singing, should be on the voice. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out. We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. Tick, tick, boom. Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds. I didn't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this. So it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. Woo! It's go time. Tick, tick, boom. You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. Woo! It's go time. Tick, tick, boom. We're bringing the noise. Go, baby, we bringing our toys. Separate men from the boys. Chopper be singing, should be on the voice. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out. We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
Hey, what's up, turtle people? How's everyone out there doing tonight? Good, excellent. Welcome, guys. Special town meeting, special results, special show. I know I was gonna take a break from this, but too much crazy stuff keeps happening, man. Too much crazy stuff keeps happening. So, welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tuesday night before Thanksgiving. Welcome. If you're new here, why don't you go ahead and smash that subscribe button. We tend to do this every Tuesday and Thursday night at around 9 p.m. Took a little break because of a couple charges I had. Wasn't trying to catch more charges, but maybe we'll be back. We'll see. Either way, join us here every Tuesday and Saturday night. Follow the live show. I apologize. Follow the socials in the bio below. Facebook, Twitter. It'll always be Twitter to me. Some of you people are calling it X. It's Twitter. Okay. It'll always be Twitter. Instagram, you name it. It's all in the bio below. And we have Turtle Club. You can join that for $15 a month. No ads on the website, tbdailynews.com. And you get access to the Thursday night stream that no one else gets. Okay. Yeah. So am I forgetting anything else there? Oh, yeah. If you guys like the program and you would like to donate, we don't have super chat here because we had the wrong opinion about a certain president's vaccine mandate. and they said that your money was no good here. But that's okay, because Google takes like 40% anyway. So we just built our own platform. It's called Turtle Chat. So if you click at the link at the top, that brings you to something called Turtle Chat. You can donate whatever amount of money you want. And when you do so, you get to write a message. I will get that message in my email, and I will read it out loud to the class. You can also cash at me at $ Uncle Turtle Boy, and we can do it that way. So we got a couple turtle chats here that we can start off with. Starting with Pina gives $5 and says, Canton town meeting. You said that we are all old because we're watching a town meeting. Speak for yourself. Rude. Oh, it's true. Once Karen Reed is resolved, will you be picking up on the Birchmore suicide? I mean, I've already kind of covered that. I don't know. There's not that much more we can really get into with that. Chloe missing or dead. I think that Chloe's alive somewhere, to be perfectly honest with you. But I don't really give a shit. Chloe's a bad dog. Town meeting was the first public signing of Colin? ? What innocent person hides from the public and or doesn't do interviews with the media? That's not necessarily true. A lot of innocent people don't talk to the media, but very rarely are they witnesses in a case. Like, that's bizarre. And number 4, will Proctor take the coward way out? I don't think Proctor will. No, I think Brian Albert would. I don't know what Proctor would even be facing for prison time, to be perfectly honest with you. I think Proctor, the coward way out for him, will be blaming other people, blaming Michael Morrissey, blaming Bukaki. Who knows? There's a lot of people that he could blame for that. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't know I feel like we're a ways away from that. Although I did not know this. Did you guys know that federal grand juries indict 95 to 99% of the time? I didn't know that. I learned that today. They indict 95 to 99% of the time. That's crazy. I feel like that's a pretty good success rate. Don't you think? So I feel very confident in that, that something's going to happen in this. They're not wasting their time. So, okay, cool. Thank you for that, Dono. Next one we got here. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I just had it. Oh, there it is. Oh, they also asked, yeah. P.S. John Connolly wanted to charge at everyone like they ate the last Krispy Kreme. The comment of the day, and I stole this on the Howie Show. This is from Derek Carlson. He said, 903 over 800. That was the vote count. It was also his blood pressure. Stop it. All right. Thank you. Meredith sends $50. Thank you, Meredith. She says, please check out the new Christmas ornament fundraiser in the Facebook group. For a $10 donation to his defense fund, oh, thank you. You can have Turtle Boy's beautiful mugshot on your tree this year. Handmade by the Canton 9. Wow. The elves are at work. That's really cool. And I'll tell you what, the defense fund, I really appreciate that. We've raised 71 grand for it so far. It's a good start. It's a good start for sure. This is a 6-figure situation that I'm in right now because it's so complicated with all the hours that have to be put into this. As far as watching videos, researching, filing motions. We filed a new motion. We can go over this today on the show if we'd like. We did file a new motion that is going to be heard on Tuesday in Stoughton District Court. Tuesday in Stoughton District Court, I have another hearing. And then I have an actual hearing, like a scheduled hearing, December 5th. It's right now it's scheduled for Stoughton. But rumor is that they want to make it in Dedham. But we'll see. The Superior Court. We'll see. But in Stoughton, we will have a hearing to get my phones back. I need my phones back. Like, they can't take my phones. And we filed a good motion for it today, or yesterday rather. And I can show you guys exactly how it is today. People are asking, is Krusty Panties going to jail? I'll get to that. Does it say throat goat? What is that profile picture you have there, throat goat? I don't know what that is. I don't know anything about that. Okay. What else do we have here on the turtle chat? Any other turtle chats? Yeah, we got another one here from Steph. Sends $50. Thank you, Steph. It says, keep up all your good work. Like you said, your case will help Karen's. I think it already kind of is. And I definitely think last night helped the Karen Reed case for sure. I'm also getting a message here from Nick. from the Justice Group, Nick Rocco. There's a giveaway there. There will be one winner for this giveaway. It includes a cigar cutter, a cigar torch, an ashtray, a cigar case, cigar travel case, and 5 cigars if you make a $15 donation to the Turtle Boy Legal Defense Fund. So thank you very much for that, Nick. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, sir. Give away this. I appreciate that. Okay, got a couple cash apps got to read off here. Cash app. First, we have Kimberly Smith sends $10 and says, "Happy Turkey Day. Have a great day with the kids. Free Turtle Boy, free Karen Reed." Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Kimberly, and I will do that. I'm going to make the buffalo chicken dip tomorrow to the dome. All for daddy. Teddy Beernut sends $5 and says, "I think I see a super chat." A super chat. Oh, God. Is that the glarer? Is that? I think I see a super chat. So stop it. That's going to be stuck in my head all day. Jim Ferris Bueller sends $10 and says, "Those nips are looking tasty tonight, kid." There's no nips here. There's no nips. I don't know what you're talking about, Jim Ferris Bueller. That's rude. Greg sends $10 and says, "Tammy, you suck." Okay. Take that, Tammy. Jane sends $10, says, "Great job last night, Rita." And a lot of other people too. Man, Jennifer O'Donnell's been killing it too. She said, hashtag free Karen Reed. You goddamn right about that one. Greg Minnis sends $20. No comment, but thank you very much. Scott sends $20 and says, Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of McAlbert blues." That's a good one. That's a good one. Candace sent $9.08 earlier. Says, "To all the random fucking citizens of Canton." Absolutely. God bless you, random fucking citizens. We talked about the random fucking citizens. If you haven't listened to Howie Carr today, I was on Howie Carr today. He brought up the random fucking citizens. So Tiago last night, by the way, sent $5 and says, "From one goat to another." Hashtag Brockton, Mass. I appreciate that. I think I had one more turtle chat coming in here from Paul, who did a great job yesterday in being interviewed outside there. Paul Cristoforo sends $25, says, "Congrats, Canton residents. Time of your hearing." I believe 9:00, but I will let you know about that. I believe it's 9:00. So thank you guys very much for that. So again, if anyone else, let me check the turtle chats. Don't want to miss any. I've got a few here, so let me bang through these. Jen sends $25, says, "Got my Justice for John, free Karen Reed, free Turtle Boy hoodie, and ran into John Fanning." No way. While wearing it. Thank you for all you did. That cocksucker. He's the guy that was in charge of the Sandra Birchmore investigation. Another shady dude out of Norfolk County. He also came to my house. He was here when I got arrested, so he could suck all the dicks. Semolina sends $20 and says, "Please wish a happy belated birthday to Eric Brown, longtime turtle rider. It has been a great week with victories. Happy Thanksgiving. I would like to say hi to Chrissy Yakimovsky. She is also known as Troll Holomio, has been outed as Christina Yakimovsky. You knew she couldn't stay off the internet for too long. It had to be her. Seven sends $27. Ooh, nice. And says, "Happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful I have more teeth than Brett." I mean, a newborn baby has more teeth than Brett. So that's not saying much, but I'm happy for you too, Seven. I appreciate that. Anonymous sends $10, says, "From two-time cancer survivor, Mount Auburn Hospital in Cambridge sucks, and Dr. Prudence Lamb is a dangerous doctor." Ooh, yikes. Well, I'm happy to hear about the two-time cancer survivor thing, and hope you have better luck with doctors in the future. $10 from Megan. It says, "Shout out to producer Dan, your mainstream media ally in Nevada. He made sure to get John Connolly's face when he did a segment on Canton this evening." In Nevada, somebody send me that. They're covering Turtle Boy in Nevada. That's wild to me. Send me that one. The Canton mayor sends $23 and says, "My spokesperson said that your legal bills are paid for the next 10 years. Your super chat defaults to $23 every time." Yeah. Yeah. So basically how my legal fees work is, I have an agreement with Attorney Bradle. It's 6 figures. I'll say that right there. And I have basically paid about half of that, down. And how that works is if we get it dismissed before trial, then he keeps that, and I don't know shit for the rest. But the rest covers basically the entire thing. So like if I go all the way, if we go to trial, appeals, all that shit, it's all covered with a flat fee. Okay. And because if this is like an hourly thing, man, with all the hours of video that you have to watch for this, you know how long that would take, like how many hours that would be. So it's got, believe it or not, that's actually cheaper. It's actually cheaper to do it that way. So basically I am raising the rest. So there we go. So we're getting there. I appreciate that. Let's see. Next up, Scott sends $26, says, tidy this away in your defense fund. Last night was one small step for Canton, one giant leap toward the truth and justice for John O'Keefe and Karen Reed. You're absolutely right about that, Scott. It was a very good night for both, especially Karen Reed, but I feel like just everyone who's been pushing for this. And last one here, Aidan, why are you dressed as taillight colors? Anything you're not sharing? I am dressed like taillight colors. Good turnout last night. I'm sure a lot of it was due to you. Well, I wasn't there myself. I couldn't be there myself, but I do feel like, and I'm just going to go ahead, and Angela gave me permission to read this. So I want to read this. Angela Dono, who I credit with kind of starting this whole thing and really getting everyone fired up about it. I woke up to this very nice message from her today. She said, "Hi, Aidan. What an amazing morning. I hope you can read this during your morning check-in." I couldn't read it during the morning check-in because I have to be on the phone for that. And she said, "On behalf of Canton, thank you to all the supporters who helped us from afar. Morale was low. We needed a win. This morning, we're feeling victorious and most of all, hopeful. ! All caps. Sunlight is the best disinfectant, and you brought the sun. The next victories are yours and Karen's, and the not so silent majority stands with you both." I like that one. The not so silent majority. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Also, my son thinks we're FaceTiming during your check-ins. So can you please say happy birthday, Declan? Oh, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Declan. I appreciate that. You have a great mother and a great father. And she says, "You guys are the best. Love, Angie." So I appreciate that. Got a great mother. So I really appreciate that. And Angela is one of several people who has been pushing the needle in Canton and isn't putting up with this. So credit to all you guys for getting that done yesterday. Okay. Let me bring up here, before I bring up Tom, we're going to talk about what Tom happened to him yesterday. We have special guest Tom Derosier today. I did want to, people were talking about this. Let me just bring this up. Okay. So yes, as you guys know, I think you know her as Krusty Panties. This individual, her real name is Catherine Peter. She is the de facto spokesperson for the district attorney's office and the McAlberts. Today, she was charged in Stoughton District Court. There was a magistrate's hearing, and how a magistrate's hearing is if the police want to charge you with the crime, they can either just charge you right away, just give it to the district. Like if you kill someone, there's no magistrate's hearing. But if they think that there's probable cause to charge you, they can bring it to a clerk magistrate and present the fact, and you get to go there. You get to defend yourself there. So she got to go there. It's in Stoughton today. And you get to share your side of the story. And if there's no probable cause, then the charges do not get filed with the court. But there was probable cause, because as you can see today, she was charged with violation of a harassment prevention order, and she is being arraigned in Stoughton District Court on December 12th at 9 a.m. The criminal complaint was issued out of Stoughton District Court. It says complaint issued upon new arrest. I'm not sure what that means. The statement of facts have been filed. I have not. I am a witness in this case. So I certainly hope that I'm not intimidated or, suffer emotional harm anymore as a result of this, because it's a felony. in Massachusetts. I don't know if you guys know that's a felony to commit witness intimidation. It's a really serious thing. So hopefully this individual ceases in this, but there's been a lot of witness intimidation on the part of this individual, and we hope it stops. We hope it stops. We'd all just like to move on with our lives. This individual is not somebody who, anybody really needs to talk about, but that is happening. So the only reason this is relevant is this is the official spokesperson of the McCabe's and Alberts, and the district attorney's office for that part, has been charged with violation of harassment prevention order. This is now the second time this has happened. The same individual was charged last year in West Roxbury District Court with contacting a woman who she had been stalking and harassing and threatening for almost a year, who she did not know. And the only reason that she was doing this to this individual woman was because she was friends with me. And the judge obviously found that bizarre and somewhat psychotic. And so charges were filed against her, and she ended up, the harassment order was put in place. She violated it 2 days later, and she was charged with it. She attempted to file a motion to dismiss. It failed. I went to one of her court hearings because I am a potential witness in that case, and I was assaulted on the courthouse steps, I believe on January 6th of 2023 by her boyfriend, Andrew Johnson, who is now being charged with assault. And so she literally said that she was going to bring him with her to court and to assault me. And then she did, and he assaulted me. And that's like the definition of witness intimidation. And there are other jurisdictions right now that I'm not going to get into who may or may not be looking into that aspect of it. But either way, this person took what's called a quaff. You guys know what a quaff is? Every deadbeat in America knows a quaff. It's called a continuance without a finding. It means that you are admitting to guilt, that there is sufficient facts for a guilty finding. Like if you were to take this to a trial, you would lose. So you are admitting guilt. However, it allows it so that if you do not commit any other crimes, you're basically put on probation for 1 year. Not real probation like with the probation officer or pissing in a cup or anything. You're put on probation for 1 year, meaning that if you don't violate the law, if you don't get arrested for another crime, if you don't violate the terms of your release, then the charges get dropped altogether. Unfortunately, she took a quaff 2 weeks ago and then got charged again today. So now that quaff will be revoked, most likely. I mean, that appears to be what will happen. The charges in Boston will come back. It might not even go to a trial. It might be automatic guilty. There's different ways that this can happen if a quaff is revoked. And then she'll have the new one. And if you got, I mean, this is against the same victim. She picked up this charge by coming to my arraignment date. Can you believe that? Coming to my arraignment date. And as it so happens, the Stoughton police called me about this, and I'm the star witness in the trial, in the case rather. They called me and they said, "Did you witness anything that day?" I said, "Why, yes, I did," because I was getting arraigned. So while I was being charged with the crime, I actually witnessed a crime because the victim walked into the courtroom and walked directly by Krusty Panties. And I noticed that Krusty Panties looked directly at her, made eye contact, and has a duty at that point to leave. But she didn't feel like leaving. So she remained in the courtroom. And then there's video of them about 10 feet apart. So not smart. When your obsession with Turtleboy just gets you one charge and then another charge against the same victim, you might want to just find a new person to obsess over. That's what I recommend, because it's getting you some hot water here, getting them in some hot water. So I am a witness in that case, and we'll see what happens. So that is an update on that. I don't know what will happen. It's Massachusetts. No one ever really goes to jail. But that is actually, it's bizarre. It's just bizarre behavior. But I just want to say that Jennifer Kovendafer has chosen to align with this individual and befriend them. So that's who Jennifer Kovendafer. So if you see Kovendafer on Twitter, just feel free to send that to her and be like, "Yeah, it is your girl. What's up with that?" Okay. They had Court TV had inserts from last night and showed the frantic Connolly's reaction. The discussion after was about the impressive. Oh, I got to see that. Send me a clip if you got them. Send me a clip. Okay. Yeah, it's like insane people can't see how insane they are. So it's pointless to even think about it. It's a real sickness. I mean, I've written about a lot of people in the past. Most of them just get over it. Not some people though. They can't just move on with their lives. It's bizarre. Okay. So let's we're gonna bring up Tom in 1 second. Actually, we'll bring up Tom right now. Hey Tom, how you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Tom CPU. Welcome to the show.
Glad
you're alive. You're in one piece. Glad to see you.
I made it.
So yeah, let's talk about what happened yesterday, man. So you were hold on.
Craziness.
Anyway, sorry. Anyway, I am so last night you were outside streaming. You got there like what, 5 o'clock?
Yeah, about that.
Okay.
There was a lot of people already when I got there. I was shocked. They were lined up.
And so you're streaming and it's nothing big deal happens around 6:30. You're going up and down the line, and all of a sudden, let's just play the tape. And then you can explain the background of exactly what happens here. Let's see.
This is insane. You have a problem there, buddy? You got a fucking problem? What the fuck is he doing? My phone! What is going on?
What is going on?
Take my phone from me.
So let's just stop right there for 1 second. So you're walking along. That guy clearly backs into you, right?
Oh,
and what happened? We couldn't see what happened. What happened exactly?
I had my phone in front of me. So I was walking with Paul. Thank God he was there. And this guy just kept walking backwards. And at the last step, he put his elbow out and came right at me and hit me right in the middle of the chest. So it's a hockey move. You like if you get
I
mean it's
you got checked. You
Yep.
get checked into the boards. Okay. And how the hell did he get your phone?
Well, I turned around and I looked at him and he came and stepped at me, grabbed me, and as he grabbed me, he grabbed my phone.
What do you mean he grabbed you? He grabbed your jacket?
No, he grabbed me. He grabbed my hands. Like,
oh, he grabbed your hands.
Turned around with my phone and I'm like, what's up? And he grabbed my hands, took my phone from me, and we're wrestling, and all of a sudden he pushed me down, like pushed me away from him. He ended up with my phone. So
he ended up, next thing you know, you're being streamed. Let's get to that part right here. Let's watch what happens here, because this is wild. This is bizarre. Most people don't get streamed on their own live stream.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What is going on?
Look how he's pissed.
Hey, where's the car?
Are you with him? Are you with him? Do you want to take his phone?
Where's the car?
Did you take his phone?
Is that Paul? Is that Paul saying, did you take his phone?
Yes.
Okay. Cristoforo?
Yes.
Am I saying that right? Okay, cool. And so he takes the phone from this dude. He takes it back for him. Okay.
Huh? He started yelling. He started filming me.
He just jumped into me.
And did you hear that? What he said there? He started yelling at me. He was filming me. That's an admission. That's like an admission of motive. He's admitting there, like, I didn't want to be filmed, so I have a right to hit him and take his personal property from him.
The crazy part was, all he had to do was turn his back to me. He was along the fence. He had to turn his back, and I would have walked right by him. I never would have seen his face. But he walked into me intentionally.
And it's not like you were up in his face with the camera or anything, were you?
I had a good, I don't know, 3 strides away from the whole line of crowd because we were walking. They were on the sidewalk. Me and Paul were walking in the road, and he came off the sidewalk to me, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yep.
By the way, your stream last night, I got to hand it to the trolls last night. That was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they 100.
I didn't see that one coming. We need a plan for that moving forward. I guess that's what. So if you guys missed it on time, I couldn't go because bunch of stay away orders. So not trying to go to jail. So there was on the stream, there was like 8 or 9 imposter Turtle Boy lives with the same picture. So when I would comment, people wouldn't know who was who. I ended up getting blocked, and I'm like, what? So I went and did an impromptu live on Facebook, and I'm like, tell Tom it's not. I'm blocked. They blocked the wrong Turtle Boy. The fake ones are still in there. So I telling the mods, I'm like, just get me back and then give me a wrench so you'll know I'm the real one. And so then they gave one of the imposters a wrench, and they started banning everyone. They started banning everyone. It was wild. I mean, I got to give it to the trolls. That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
That was fun for them. It was fun for everybody, I guess. I don't know.
But you're not used to an audience that big, so you're not like you weren't ready for it. You weren't ready for the bandwidth.
100 people, maybe if that, and all of a sudden, boom, and they're doing their best with what they got. And then there are other people too. So it was.
I wasn't mad. I was just like frustrated. I'm like, what the fuck? Fuck, get me back on. But yeah, like so. And I wasn't mad at anyone in particular. I'm just like, I was frustrated with the situation. Is all. All right, let's play some more.
Bullshit, you jump right, got you on film, guy. Your wife's telling you not to do it, and then you come put hands on me. What's your problem?
What's your problem?
What is wrong with you today, huh? You like touching people? All these people are witnesses to what you did. They got it on film. Man, negative.
I like how these people are saying, move on, and you're like, negative.
Nope.
You weren't feeling. I mean, good for you for standing your ground.
Yeah, that's wrong. No, I mean, no one should hit anybody. That's it. And especially being at peaceful protests, we don't do that type of stuff. So it shocked me.
You couldn't even call it a protest. You were just covering it like anyone else would. You were just going down and talking about it. It's not like you were out there being loud and obnoxious or anything like that. You're like, negative. That was great. That was great.
Out of the blue, some stranger just kind of decked me. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And what did his wife say at the beginning?
Listen to this. Don't do it.
This is insane. Don't.
She said, don't, right? Don't do it.
Don't do it. Yep.
Yeah. And then, he did it. So I bet you he was telling her before, I'm going to run into this guy. And then she's like, don't do it. Don't do it. And then he did it. He wanted to be a tough guy.
Did someone get the cop?
Yeah, this was no help.
So anyway, the guy ends up trying to hide from you. And then the cops come. And what happens when the cops came over?
I told him what happened, and all of a sudden the guy's missing, right? And he's like hiding. So I went to go behind the cruiser. They called me back, and then somebody went to go record him, and he tries to get in the cruiser. Like,
oh yeah, let's watch the video right now. Well, so you told the cops what happened, and then you went looking for him, and this is what happens. You're holding the camera here, or Paul's holding the camera?
I think Paul's holding it.
Okay.
Or till we have to get the babysitter.
This is so funny. He just he's like, I'm just gonna get in the cruiser, and the cops come over. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Look, did you see that? This is the best. First of all, the look on his face when he's just like, I'm so embarrassed for him. He's just like, what? I can't get in the car. I can't pretend I'm a cop. And then this part, when he does this, when he gets out here, and he puts his arm around the cops and like pats him on the back, like, oh, this is such a Chris Albert move. He did this in court. You see the video when he shakes the court officer's hand on the way out of court.
Yep.
It's the same shit.
Exact same thing.
These guys want to be like kiss up to any cop just to like because they know that like they're pussies, and if they just befriend the police and I got your back. Oh yeah, I'm gonna hug you. I'm gonna put my armor. I can get in your car, right? I have special privileges.
I hope all of the people at Canton are taking notice of who's who not right now. You know.
Yeah, and so what ended up happening? Was he did he get charged? What's the deal?
That's a good thing. I went to the station today, and they said it was still under investigation. But I think Helena was there in plain clothes. because when I was walking out, I saw someone duck behind it. Now it took me 3 times. I was very adamant to get just the case number, like the report number, and they gave me that. It's like a 6-7 digit number. That's all I got today. It's under investigation, so I'm gonna try back tomorrow. And I went to the court and filed papers myself. But
Good.
I have more information, so now I'm going to go back and file again tomorrow with the updated information. And
what information do you got?
I have his address. I had the wrong address today. So
okay.
I'm going to go back, and I'm going to leave no stone unturned. It's going to be perfect. I'm going to make every day. I'm going to go back and make sure that my documents are being processed properly. And if I get a lawyer, I need a lawyer. First thing is we're going to remove the thing out of this county because the judges are just as corrupt as what you see here. The judges are the same group of people hugging each other. So good luck with that one. I want out of that county.
Is that even an option, though?
I would like to see it if it's even a possibility.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to be on the side of the prosecution this time, not the defense.
If they even file.
I mean, you can file your own criminal complaint, you know.
Yep.
You don't need the police. But so this guy is an ER doctor in Brockton. And he was not involved. I shouldn't even mentioned the John O'Keefe thing. Like, he works in the same hospital, but he had nothing to do with declaring John dead. It was just a weird coincidence, and that I included in there. So he's a hockey guy. Everyone in this town is a hockey thing. I have since found out that he was Colin Albert's Little League coach and hockey coach.
Oh.
His wife is we got some feedback there, Tom. You got some feedback?
That better?
Oh, okay. Yeah. No. That's okay. Anyway, that his wife is Lynn, is a coach of a softball team with Kevin Albert. And he has also got relations to Helena Rafferty, because this is what my source told me, quote, he was basically blowing Ken Berkowitz. He was deemed the medical officer by Berkowitz. I'm sure that's why he hopped right into the marked unit. His wife, Lynn Finland, was actually a special police officer or permanent intermittent Canton for a while. I think you'll find he was connected to the Metrolock SWAT team as the medic or some stupid shit. He's a wannabe police officer. And I was told that so Helena Rafferty is divorced, and her ex-husband is her ex-husband's sister is this guy's wife. So she used to be an in-law of this guy. Her kids are cousins of his kids. So, she basically is, family of him, essentially.
They're all related. The entire town I've never seen nothing like it.
Yeah. So they're all, and it's just it is so, typical of what's happening there. Do you have anything else to add about this?
Yeah, Canton won big time last night. The ladies that put the work into the vote, they put a lot of work in it. They deserve to be props. And Nick and Jenna and Bobby. If it wasn't for Bobby last night, I don't know what it would have been a bad scene. He picked me up. Like, I don't know how, but he picked me up and turned me and put me back down and said,
Bobby who? Just so the people know.
Big Bobby. I don't know what to do. Bobby.
You don't know Bobby's last name? Okay, Big Bobby. All right, thanks, Big Bobby.
Big Bob. He picked me up, turned me, and said, "We're going this way," and that's the way we went. So
okay,
I gotta thank him, and just the whole town of Canton. That they won last night. Good for them.
Yes, they did. It was a good night. So, all right, Tom. I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story, man. Good luck with everything. Let us know how it goes. All right.
Thank everybody. Yep. Have a good night, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving.
You too, buddy. So Big Bobby out there getting shit done. I'll tell you one thing. So I've learned more about this since then. Let me see what I got here. What else did I find about this guy that I found interesting? Here's the best part. And Tom, maybe you can answer. I should have asked you this. Tom, I'm going to ask you one more question. Are you over 60 by any chance? That's too bad. No. If you were over 60, they could have got you assaulted because they can't arrest you if they don't see it happening unless you're 60 plus.
Okay.
Then they could. I you disabled it all?
Correct. I am.
Oh, you are.
Oh yeah. Oh, I had bad
Push
surgery.
that.
Surgery went bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure you play that card then.
Already played.
Do whatever. All right, good. Okay, good man. All right, I'll talk to you, Tom.
Later.
So yeah, this and the ironic part about that, the disabled part here, is that his wife Lynn works on the Commission on Disability for the town of Canton. I shit you not. She works on the Commission on Disability for the town of Canton. You cannot make up this type of irony if you tried. Okay. So let me read a couple if we have any turtle chats here. We got one turtle chat here I want to read from Ann. Sends $25 and says your expression and laugh when Connolly jumped up was worth $1 million. I was just authentic laughing last night. Like I couldn't stop cracking up about everything that was happening last night. Like it was too good. And by the way, shout out to all the Rumble Rats over there. I haven't seen you guys. I haven't forgotten about you people. 274 you motherfuckers watching over there. Great to see you, including Exo Michelle, who says, Tom, I'm so glad to see you. Okay. So sometimes I don't want to forget about my Rumble Rats. Anyway, so thank you. Let's see. And just stay safe and have a nice, peaceful Thanksgiving. I love hearing you laugh. And I could have used a laugh. It was nice to get a win. It was nice. It was so reassuring. You know, it's been a lot of losses lately. So it was nice to get a big old win there. Nice to get a big old win. And I appreciate the work that everyone's put into that. And like what you saw from me was just genuine emotion. And yeah. Okay. Let me read what else we got here. We got Kathleen sends $25 and says, can't wait for turkey dinner. Oh, shut up. Yum, yum. Enjoy your turkey, Turtle Boy. I will not have any turkey. I will not have any turkey. Turkey is disgusting. It is a horrible, bland. I mean, I like turkey bacon subs, but it's not as good as ham. Ham is superior to turkey in every way, shape, or form. Like turkey. We're talking about turkey, not even chicken. Chicken's good. Turkey. It has no taste. It's just the most bland, stupid. And then that's processed turkey. That's like the turkey that you get at the deli. At least you get like the turkey that you eat for is just a bird. You're just cutting apart this wild bird, this stupid bird. They're not wild, but you know, it's like I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like, why would just buffalo chicken? I can't wait for and no one can have any. It's all for me. So some people were mad about my turkey rant the other day. You can go fuck yourselves. Tell you that much. Any other cash apps here we have? Frank K sends $5 and says, looking forward to the doc, Turtle. How was the first day? Well, funny you should mention that. So I didn't get to do a write-up on the meeting yet because we did 3 hours of documentary shooting today. I'll give you guys a little sneak preview of how this went today. So today how this works is we are I'm not saying the production company I'm working with or who the producers are, but they're pretty well known. And we did we toured the house virtually and we picked up the spot where we wanted to do the film, where they wanted to do the filming, and they picked the basement, except they don't have it. I'll show you how we did it. Let me pull this up here. Give me 1 sec. I'll show you how it worked. Where'd it go? So we filmed it from 3 different angles. So we were on Zoom because they're in California. And I'll just show you right here. So the first angle we got was this one. Hold on. Yeah, so it's like, so we just, This is the setup. This is what the doc's going to look like. Or at least like, in documentaries, how you're like, you have like, they do interviews and then they, the music and they show clips and stuff like that. And they go back. So we did 3 hours of footage today from this. We did from this angle. And then we also got it from this angle. They wanted me in front of the table. They think it looks better in front of the table. There it is. So like, and then we got it from the side too. So this is the webcam from the side. And so these different clips will be used, I guess, whatever throughout. I don't know. They're the professionals. They know what they're doing. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And yeah, so that's how it will work. And they basically, they ask me, they know the answers to these because I've been talking to these guys for months about this. And I give them regular updates on what's going on. And, there's a lot of lawyers involved and shit like that. It's going to be a very big production. Let's put it that way. Very big. Not going to say who. So what we do is we have to create a reel, and then that reel is used, I guess, to sell to I don't know if it's the highest bidder or how it works or which streaming service will get the rights to it, but they basically bid for it. And yeah, that is the basement. So so we did film virtually, so they're not in person. So basically this is going to be used. They're going to pick shit for it and put it all together, and they're going to sell the story basically to whoever, whatever streaming service wants it. So it's going to be dope, man. It's going to, and the story's ongoing too. Cause it's, it's my story too. I'm involved in this now. So it's kind of like the Karen Reed story being told from the Turtle Boy perspective. So I'm really looking forward to it, and we'll see which streaming service will eventually have it, but I'm very psyched about it. So, okay. So that's that. So thank you for the dono there. I think that was a dono chat we were reading. That's how we went off on that tangent. We got another one here from Mike. Sends $25, says wishing every turtle rider out there a happy Thanksgiving from Kelly and Mike. Kelly and Mike. So very cool. Thank you very much, Kelly and Mike. Let's see. We have here Susan. No. First is Jessica. Sends $20 and says Big Bobby is the Canton 9. Oh, he's one of the Canton 9. Big Bobby. Oh, Big Bobby. Right. Thank you, Big Bobby. Susan sends $10 and says, couldn't be stop it. Couldn't be more proud of you. P.S. Them arms AR. Them arms are. Well, thank you very much. The arms are what? Okay. Appreciate that. Lisa sends $25 and says, long overdue dono. Thank you for all you do. My pleasure, Lisa. I appreciate that. And thank you for the dono. Oh, and then she sends another $5 and says, those arms are looking great. Oh, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Susan. I appreciate that very much. Very much. So, okay. So let's talk about the actual meeting itself and how friggin' awesome it was, shall we? Let's pull it up. Let's watch some young jerks. And by the way, if anyone else wants to donate, you could click on the link that is at the top of the chat, and you can donate whatever you want and write a message. I'll get it in my email and I'll read it out loud to the class, or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtle Boy. Yeah, I love the lighting on it. Like, I thought that they were like, they wanted something on. They're basically going for an artistic look at it. Like, they want people to see what Turtle Boy Studios looks like. So if I was like filmed right here, you would only see the backdrop. So they want to be in front of it. And I got to turn the heater off during it because, again, it was like 3 hours of this, Anyway, so pretty cool. All right, so let's I wrote down some parts here that I wanted to get to. So let's talk about this. So the first part, you guys see Chris Albert's attorney got up there? What's this guy's name? Glenn Hannigan. Where did he go? He was right. First of all, this guy, okay, I'm still mad at this guy. I don't want to crap on this guy because I think he's on our team. But what was up with this guy? Like, what was this? What was this guy's deal? He's on our team, right? Tom Birmingham. I don't want to crap on Tom Birmingham. I think he's on our team. But why did he get to have a 15-minute speech about 7 years ago? Dude, was that ever established? Like, why did he get So he is on our team. Okay, so I'm not trying to crap on Tom. I'm happy. But gotta keep it to 3 minutes. Okay, he is on our team. That's all that matters. But if I watch 15 minutes of your speech and I still don't know what side you're on, the speech wasn't as effective as you thought it was. Just a pro tip there. But again, thank you, Tom Birmingham, for being on the right side of history. So there's that. Okay. And the moderator. What did you guys think of the moderator last night? I didn't like him with Jennifer O'Donnell. I thought he was rude to her and unnecessary. But I did think he kind of ran a tight ship and did a decent job about it. All things considered, I wish he let Sean Colburn speak. But, at first he was really boring. But then towards the end, I thought he was fair. I thought he was like, he could be rude at times. But I thought he was rude to both sides in equal amount. And like he was strict. Like when people were out of line and people were booing and shit, like he was like the strict teacher, I thought. So I thought he did a good job. And I think he moved it along. Like you're a moderator. I think he earned his whatever he's getting paid. I think, is that a full-time job being the town moderator, or is that I don't know. But yeah, when he had a lot more control of that function hall than Auntie Bev does in her courtroom. I think we can all agree on that. But yeah, the Jen stuff, a little bit rude to our friend Jen O'Donnell there. So let's play some interesting clips of speakers that I wanted to talk about. So when they actually got to the article that we were all there to discuss, this guy got up to talk, Glenn Hannigan. And by the way, shout out to Kathleen Howley. Is that how you pronounce her last name? She is so, I could listen to this woman talk all day. She's so articulate and well-spoken and obviously smart and just savvy and understands the process. Like, so glad to have people like this on the right side of, on our side, basically. Because without people like her who really, truly understand how municipal governments work, like she knew what she was doing. And she realized right away, this is going to take all night. The most important item was number 6, auditing the police. And so she kind of gave up on a couple of them, or I don't know if they tabled them or whatever. Like for instance, the vote of no confidence in the police and the select board. Like, who cares about that? If you're going to audit them, you're basically saying there's no confidence anyway. So let's just, get to that. So she was fantastic as far as she understood the bigger picture here. I like smart people. I'm a big fan of smart people, and she's clearly a smart person. So it was great to have her on our team. But this guy is not so smart. This is going to be Chris Albert's attorney, the same guy who sent out threatening emails earlier, not emails, like letters in the mail in April to people who commented on our Facebook page negatively about Chris Albert, threatening to sue them. Of course, they never did. And so immediately Chris from day one has been like censorious. He's a First Amendment guy, he says. Chris Albert claims to be a First Amendment guy. His actions suggest otherwise. Just saying. Here's his attorney, his Walmart attorney.
Sitting in the cafeteria about a couple minutes behind you. I had a point of order. When these articles are being withdrawn without prejudice, are we
moderators a volunteer position?
The entire special town meeting, because it wasn't that clear. In other words, can that be brought up if this went to a second day?
Like if this guy was like my court-appointed lawyer in Stoughton, like can you wear a sport coat? It's cold out. You have reason to wear one. Can you get a little? I mean, you're an attorney. Attorneys are supposed to look somewhat sharp. You make a decent salary, or maybe he doesn't. Maybe that's the problem here. But you're like, if I were to envision what Chris Albert's attorney, the kind of attorney that Chris Albert could afford looked like, it would be this guy. It would sound like him too.
Or this is off for this.
No,
He hits the
once
microphone.
an article is withdrawn, that means when the petitioner withdraws a motion without prejudice, that means they're taking it off the table like it never was on this warrant whatsoever.
Yeah, how many
That's what-
Just want
bandies?
that clarification.
Yes,
So the
so
bills
they are
are-
taking this off this warrant. It cannot be brought up at a later time. They have withdrawn this article from this meeting as it exists.
Well, I want to just make that clear.
Yep.
So
So when I spoke, thank you. I appreciate the point of order. So when I spoke that they may,
Anyway, oh yeah, and shout out to the IT guy. No wonder there's 3 minutes of video footage missing. Just kidding, that was Proctor's fault. So let's see our next speaker that I wanted to get to. Who did I write down here? What was the next timestamp I had? Was 2:33. Okay, we got to talk about this guy. We got to talk about the bootlicker guy. Where'd he go? Oh, this dude.
all right, so that's all. Now I can go to the debate. So the gentleman to the right over here.
All right, and I don't want to make everybody cringe, but I do have a couple slides that I sent to Lewis because I'm kind of questioning, I guess, what are they going to accomplish with this audit? Because I've heard a lot of talk about lack of independent external oversight, compliance with policies isn't monitored, audits are self-reporting, the CPD is afraid of being audited. All right, but when you look up here, and I'm not gonna go verbatim.
So let's just start with the guy's look. It's like, does every one of these guys have to shave their head? All of them. Like they all have that look to them. And I'm like, this guy's got to be a cop. He was basically just repeating propaganda for the Canton Police Department. And they all look alike, and they all come across as like aggressive douchebags, afraid of change. And he's like, what's the point of this? What do you want? It's like they've been saying what they want the whole time, an audit. That's what they hope to accomplish, to find out if there's a more effective way for the Canton Police Department to police the town. That's what the purpose of any audit is. So he never identified himself. His name is Kevin Martinek. That's Martinek. His wife is Megan Martinek. Maiden name Good, Goode. The sister of Sean Good, the sergeant who is in charge of dispatching officers on the day that John O'Keefe was found dead. So he's the guy that took the call and sent Seraph and Mulaney out and then responded himself. And Good is a close friend of Jill Daniels and Courtney Proctor. We've got Venmos of him sending money back and forth with Michael Proctor. They're buddies. They do fantasy football together. He's probably known Michael Proctor for years, for years, just like everybody else in this town has known each other for a while. So this guy is essentially family of Sean Good, and so he's family of Canton Police at this point. That's who this guy is representing the interests of. So you can assume that everything he's saying right now was written down by the Canton Police Department, and it's his job to do this. Why are Venmos public? I don't think they are. These idiots just like to make them public. Like you have the option, I think. I don't know. I'm banned from Venmo, so I don't know.
Here, we're not going to talk about other David and Goliath topics, but when you look up here from an outside auditing, external monitoring perspective, I mean, everything that's being proposed in this motion is covered. Okay. They have
here we go.
Independent financial and evidence room audits done annually. Citizen privacy is covered by CJIS, which monitors all data access, all searches performed by a police officer in the computer system. You have media and citizens monitoring radio scanners, recording interactions on their phones.
Wait a minute. He just say people monitor the scanner? Like people like if you can sit by the scanner all day and listen to the scanner if you want to know what's going on. Did this guy really just make that argument? Is that what he said? Okay.
From a reporting perspective, they have mandated FBI reporting for excessive use of force or use of force in general. mandated taser deployment reporting for the Executive Office of Public Safety. There's a whole bunch of different things already in place here that cover all this, with court trials being the ultimate oversight. Okay. Defense teams, judges, juries, prosecutors, et cetera, they get to objectively analyze every single case, the evidence collection methods, everything that you get to see during the trial. Next slide.
So they get to that we already have oversight. So we don't need oversight because we already have oversight because it's self-reported. My dude, that's quite literally the problem. Like, that's what people are alleging, is that these people are incapable of self-reporting. Like, that we need an outside set of, because they're all buddies. What aren't you getting about this? This is the good old boy network. This is nepotism. So yeah.
Slide, please.
Next slide, please.
From an officer conduct perspective, I mean, that's on here with complaints, et cetera. We have things that are state-run organizations already in place to handle this. Okay, and the police are required by law to report on these things.
The police are required to self-report. Oh, well then, why didn't, I guess everything's fine. Because they're required to self-report, and I haven't seen any reports, so everything must be fine and hunky-dory there. The fact that, nobody went inside Brian Albert's house. I mean, that's the reason this is happening, is that the Canton Police Department screwed up two major things. John O'Keefe and Sandra Birchmore. Sandra Birchmore, that was Canton too. And they get there, and Kevin Albert was one of the detectives assigned to that. And they brought in the same scumbags from the state police, their buddies there. And they determined that this woman, who had everything to live for, was excited about, being pregnant and having a baby, that she just suddenly decided to kill herself. And the last thing that was seen, the last person seen going into her apartment happened to be like a 6'4" police officer who impregnated her and who had a family of his own. And, did not want, basically, if he wanted to kill her with his bare hands, he could very easily. He was over a foot taller than her. And she's dead. And we're supposed to believe that that was just a suicide. No investigation was put into that. So that's one thing that could probably use some oversight. The other one, of course, was the John O'Keefe one. They didn't do anything right that day. They didn't cordon off. They didn't put crime scene tape up. They didn't search the house. They all knew the Alberts. They all knew the McCabe's. But they brought in their buddies, and that's what he's going to get to next year. Watch this. This is the funny part when everybody laughed. This was the best part.
There's an oversight commission with a majority civilian, and every law enforcement agency officer has to get certified on this every 3 years. Next slide, please. I mean, they have training mandates. They have organizations that oversee everything that they're supposed to be trained on every year. And our Canton Police Department already does a whole bunch of other voluntary trainings every year. So I guess I'm confused here, because I also saw elements for conflicts of interest. That's where jurisdictional control comes in. If there is a conflict of interest, the Mass State Police take over an investigation, or some other organization takes over an investigation. Okay.
How funny is that? The whole place starts cracking up. Like, because everybody knows you're talking about Michael Proctor, who is in the audience, by the way, in the same row as Colin Albert. We got a picture of him from the back. Michael Proctor was there. He actually said that out loud. Oh, it's all good. If there's a conflict of interest, we'll just call the Stadies. Michael Proctor doesn't have any conflicts of interest at all in this town. It's like, dude, read the room. This is not some new thing that nobody knows about. Everybody in town knows Michael Proctor is dirty. He said that with a straight face, that we could just trust the state police to oh, it's fine. We're just calling the Stadies. Oh, yeah, that worked great with John O'Keefe. Dude, that's literally why we're here. It's literally why we're here right now, dude. I think that there was that's when he lost the room, when he said that, because I think there was some sentiment in the room from some people that it's all Michael Proctor's fault, right? The state police, the people want to believe that the Canton police aren't as corrupt as the state police, that we can just blame this all on Michael Proctor, right? But now he's like tying them together, and he's like, no, the Canton police, they bring in the Michael Proctor, and yeah, Michael Proctor was there. We got a picture of him from the back. He was wearing that same stupid hat that he always wears. Okay, so this guy keeps going.
Crime scene compliance. I mean, they have external lab units that collect information, that collect evidence. It's not
what? Crime scene compliance. We have external labs that collect information. Dude, you guys collected blood in red Solo cups. And then you put it in a brown paper bag and you took a picture of it in some sort of basement. What? That cannot possibly be the procedure, dude. That can't possibly be the procedure.
The self-assessment process, or it's self-reporting, or, they don't review compliance. That's absolutely untrue. This is a big achievement for our police organization. Okay. We are one of 122 law enforcement agencies out of 374 in Massachusetts that have achieved this accreditation. That's less than we're the top third, 90%. Okay. No other.
Right in the meaty part of the curve. Like, is that a joke? We're in the top third. Is that, first of all, who gives a shit about these arbitrary rankings, whatever that means, which are probably don't mean a thing. They're probably like based on self-reporting and stuff like that. But just to argue about being in the top third, whoa, I don't know what movie that was from. Or no, it was from Seinfeld. It was a Seinfeld episode when George gets an intern. And he's in like, I think he's in like the 60th percentile or something like that. He's like, he describes him as nice, right in the nice meaty part of the curve, not falling too far behind, not trying to show off too much. We're in the top third. You're really bragging about being in the top third. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, is this a joke?
No other people are doing this all over the place. It's not required. It is voluntary. They don't have to do this. And this involves a thorough examination of everything, their equipment.
Did he say 90%? Did he say top third 90%? It's top 66%. Oh my God. This FUPA Wi-Fi they out there. Mike had the same problem as I did.
Compliance with all the policies and procedures and everything they're talking about analyzing here and spending $200,000 on, which, to be frank, we don't know if it's going to be $200,000. That is an estimate. It's a placeholder. This thing could be $500,000.
Oh, no.
$1 million.
No. The motion as written.
She's just making shit up. He's just making shit
would
up.
set a maximum on that. So just want to clarify that for the people.
Like, this guy needs to breathe.
Another minute.
This guy needs to breathe.
Yep. And I guess I have concern with the committee. I've watched the FinCom meetings. I've heard a lot about perception of bias. We don't want the select board to select a thing because of conflicts of interest. Well, how is having a committee with 60% attendees chosen by the petitioners not biased? They are biased. They pulled this town together in this meeting together.
Order.
So I disagree with having any petitioner involvement in selecting members. And if you want to recuse other people for other reasons, that's fine. But that is not an unbiased committee.
That's an opinion. Thank you. Next speaker, I'm going to move over here. And then I'm going to go. And because.
So that, so he's done. He's an idiot, obviously. That's Sean Goods. Oh, then this guy, then this Wilford Brimley motherfucker. Look at this dude. Look at this dude.
And I've never, ever seen this stuff. I know and unenforceable.
but I will end the
Like this next guy would
debate when it's time. So let's go to the next speaker.
Mr. Moderator, Bob McCarthy, Old Meadow Lane. The original articles presented were illegal and unenforceable.
Like this guy right here. This guy lives to vote no on overrides. That's what this guy does. This guy just lives. This guy is like the Mr. Wilson of Canton. Stay off my lawn. This guy hates this guy just hates funding public schools because my kids don't even go to the schools anymore. Why do I got to pay up the ass for this? This guy disgruntled, but he never misses an election. This guy votes every time. So I'll give him credit for that. And he would never miss an, like this guy is disgruntled and just angry about change. Probably doesn't know how to work the internet. Probably has a flip phone. Almost definitely. Has no clue who Karen Reed is. None. Doesn't know what the fuck any of this is even about. And he just saw 200,000. He's like, what? My tax dollars. My tax dollars. What's that? So back to Wilford Brimley here.
This current one basically is beyond the scope of the article. The Finance Committee rewrote and added to the scope. Why? I have no idea. I spent 8 years on the Finance Committee, and I've never, ever seen this stuff.
Ever.
I know they were trying to help, but they made a bad situation worse. The Finance Committee also sought the advice from the proponents and the proponents only. Why? Opponents want to control $200,000 and the study.
Okay.
Originally, there should have been a scope of service. There is none. They have no idea what they want to study. Who's going to put the scope together? Based on what? They want to control a minimum of 60% of the committee. Although now they didn't put that amendment in, but they still want to control.
Okay, so this guy hates the world, so he's really grumpy. I think it's pretty safe to say this guy is a solid no vote. I think he's solidly in the no camp. So luckily he was in a minority. So I'm going to skip a couple of these other ones. Let's get to Rita's speech, shall we? Oh, no, first Jennifer O'Donnell. She was up next. Jennifer O'Donnell went to the selectmen meeting prior to this. So there was a meeting, I think the Friday before, a special meeting where all 5 selectmen voted shockingly no to audit themselves. They're against it. Shock of the century, I know. And Jennifer and I believe it was Elise just kept trying to get up and speak, and they were just, no, you can't speak. Okay, we want to speak, but no, you can't speak. And it was pretty funny. They just sat there. They were the only two of the only people in the whole thing. And Chris, by the way, has Chris Albert ever spoken at a meeting? Like I tried to watch that meeting, and like, when does Chris Albert ever speak? Everybody else on the board of selectmen speaks. Chris Albert never speaks, which is probably smart on his part. But it's just like this dude, I swear to God, he's the most stubborn motherfucker. He just doesn't want to talk, or he just doesn't want to. He has no clue what they're even talking about, but he just wants to be there out of spite. He's literally serving this position that probably pays like $1,000 a year purely out of spite.
Next.
Good evening, Mr. Monitor. Jennifer O'Donnell, 16 Walnut Knolls. I support the third-party audit, and I have reasonings behind that. I am wondering if the monitor is allowed to address some questions to Chief Rafferty on my behalf.
You can ask them. I'm not sure if I will pass them along, because they definitely need to be pertinent to whether or not we would go forward. So if they're related to what other types of audits we have before, so go ahead. Let's start.
Sure. I was wondering if the public or if the committee or Chief Rafferty could speak on behalf of whether there was a proper vetting process done when she was given the position of chief.
Ooh, feisty.
That is out of order. Next question.
My next
Please
question.
order.
See,
next question.
See, who was yelling that shit there? Somebody was yelling something at her. And it's like, please order. So I did appreciate that aspect of him, but I don't know what was out of order about that. She just wants to know about whether or not Chief Rafferty got the job because she was just next in line to get it. I mean, I think that's the problem. Maybe she could have phrased it differently. I don't know. But somebody was heckling her the whole time. They were probably Jim Farris. But it's to this guy's credit, like, this is a contentious meeting. Everybody's got something to say. And you need somebody with a little bit of fight to them to keep people in line.
My next question would be if Chief Rafferty could advise parents on what to do when they have requested a meeting with herself and officers and she will not comply.
All right. So this is going to be your second warning. All right.
Ooh, warning. She's in trouble. So I guess people are saying that it's not relative to the article. So that's why they were getting it.
If you continue to ask questions that are not pertinent to this, I will be asking you to leave. So, and please, everybody, please know that I have the authority to make that happen. I don't want to. So please respect what we are here tonight doing. Do you have any other questions? And please be very careful.
Oh, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I apologize for that.
All right.
See this part. Somebody said something to her there.
Again, everybody, this is very hard to do. And I apologize, but I just want to make sure
FUPA Wi-Fi that they had there.
Opposing anything that had to do with the Canton Police Department because to have an audit.
So I have not seen that the select board would want to speak on this. I'm not seeing anyone at a microphone. The select board meeting was aired. I was at that meeting where they held their position. They stated why they voted the way they voted. So they may or may not choose to reiterate it that
They should have recused themselves, though, according to
please be very careful. Please be very careful on your next statement. All right. If you have a determination that you are absolutely sure that they should have recused themselves, then you can make it. But I'll tell you right now, you better be 100% sure.
Would you ask the board if they have reviewed the ethics clause?
That is, I've asked them if they've passed, if they've taken the course.
The course is one thing. Did they have to, were they bound to recuse themselves according to their code of ethics? I don't think I'm out of order for that.
Ooh. Not sure.
I'm going to end it with that. I'm going to move over and I'm respectfully asking you at this time to step down because again,
thank you.
I understand what you're trying to accomplish. Please. I understand your concerns or whatever. I've just explained to you that if you believe that and you have a concern, it is your, please look at me and pay attention.
Anyone know who she was talking to?
There are people being rude to me behind me. They're speaking rudely to me. Out of order on them.
I'm asking
good for her.
everybody to be quiet.
Good for her.
I've just explained, I've tried to explain, it is all of our responsibility. I appreciate if that is your concern, please just Google it. There is a ethics hotline.
Google it.
And you are able to call and
I do support the Canton Police Department. I have my entire life. My relatives are in this town. My dad grew up in this town. I had the utmost respect for the Canton Police Department. I support the audit because I have worked for companies for years that do independent audits. Nobody likes to have an independent audit done, but when it is done, it shines light on where you're doing things right and where you're doing things where you need to improve. And it is a gift when you find out where you can do better and you improve, and it increases efficiencies. And some of the positives about an independent audit.
I'll be right back. I'm going to play this. I'll be right back.
Impartial and include a review of compliance of the activities and reports to the policies and procedures. We heard earlier that these audits are being done. We have never seen an independent audit that shows us this. If there is one that is done that shows us the compliance that's not self-graded, fabulous. I'd love to see it. Audits that do not include the compliance component by an impartial party have limited, if any, value. It's equivalent to grading your own paper. Independent audits serve as useful checks and balances to ensure that policing activities are being carried out in accordance with established ethical standards, regulations, and laws. Independent audits allow police departments to proactively address concerns, improve operations, build stronger relationships with the community. We're at a point right now where we don't have a strong relationship, as is evidenced by some of the heckling in here. Some reports areas include areas of successes that are celebrated and identify systemic issues within the department, leading to improvements in policies, training, and personnel. They provide elected officials, such as the Board of Select who oversees them, information regarding their oversight responsibilities. And reduce operating costs. So whatever the audit costs, you can be assured that you will reap the benefits of that in operational efficiencies. Improve decision-making, efficiency, and reduce operational costs and mitigate financial exposure.
Yeah, so Rita killed it, obviously, as she always does. So she did a great job there. All right. Sorry, I had to take a leak. But she does a great job. And then Kathleen comes up and kills it at the end here. And I want to bring up one part of her speech here that I thought was really important.
I think we are not here to discuss whether.
Excuse me, point of order. The other rooms are having trouble reading the slides. So in fairness to the other rooms who are going to vote and think, you can either read the slides or please make sure that you're summarizing in your comments the points on the slide so that all rooms have the
procedures of the CPD is appropriate.
Oh my God.
It does not audit whether those procedures are being followed. Compliance is a self-assessment. If you Google this title, the Massachusetts Police Accreditation Commission, and the self-assessment phase, you will come up with the webpage that I'm talking about. So it's really the most labor-intensive and time-consuming phase of the process. It's really the hardest part, is what they say. It is a self-assessment phase. So the compliance part of it is, if I can use a term that.
Oh, come on. Don't do this. FUPA Wi-Fi.
That said, that had listed all of these things that were passive things. They are not. Or
come on, FUPA Wi-Fi. She does know her stuff. Carol Kelly, you're right about that. She absolutely knows her stuff.
An audit of compliance with those policies.
So right here we go.
Louis, if you wouldn't mind going to the next slide. I just want to show you on the
here we go.
The post database. If you look at Canton,
this is the good
have
slide.
An amazing record.
This is so perfect.
We have one disciplinary action, and that
this is the so basically their argument. That guy that got up there before and was like, we're so good. We're in the top third, the top third, man, top 66%. We're awesome. We self-report, man. And when that doesn't work, we just call him Michael Proctor, and he's totally legit, that guy. And so she shows this slide, which really is telling, right? And it says here, this is the Post Commission was established to improve and enhance public confidence in law enforcement by implementing a fair process of mandatory certification, discipline, and training for all officers in the Commonwealth. The post office database shows one disciplinary action reported by CPD. while he was employed by the Boston Police Department. So this is the neighboring towns and the number of disciplinary actions reported. Stoughton has 30. Randolph has 17. Milton has 22. Sharon has 7. Canton has 1. A grand total of 1. So they're just perfect. That's what they want us to believe. Like, if you want us to believe that your organization is so accurately self-reporting and doing a good job, don't say that you have zero current, that you've never had a disciplinary issue before. That's like a red flag that you're not actually self-reporting. Like, say 10 or 15, something like that. Throw a nice round. Don't go too high. Don't be like 50 or 100, because then they're going to say, okay, well, you got bigger problems here. We're going to have to really fix you. Just throw a nice even number out there. Go with 16. Go with 16. Don't go with 1. That's like a red flag that something's up.
Department. And then if you look at the towns around Canton, you see what their results are. We would like to have an independent
They didn't
audit
even discipline him. It was from Boston.
See if it's a case of.
Okay, we get the point here. So that's the point that she's ultimately trying to make there. Now, they did, and by the way, let me just read a Cash App before we get to the John Connolly freak out. Got a Cash App here from Cookie, sends $50 and says people were empowered to vote because Turtleboy stepped in. The energy in the gym was empowering to see everyone speak up. By the way, our friend Karen Kelly was trying to mess up counts and cause a scene. Was she really? And she doesn't even go here. Justice for Canton prevails. Thank you, Cookie. I appreciate that. I can't take credit though, for getting people to vote. It really wasn't me. I think that I certainly have done my part in building public interest in the story, definitely. But I definitely, as far as the municipal side of this and the town part of this, I had no part in this. I went to one meeting. I held a sign next to Chris Albert, and then I got arrested shortly after the fact. So that's my, that's basically all I've done there. But I definitely, I'm not going to say I played no part in this, and I do appreciate that. But I think people were empowered to vote because of the people that you see speaking here. I think they had everything to do with it. So shout out, and I am their cheerleader in all of this. So thank you very much, Cookie. I got another $12 turtle chat from Nicholas in all caps. Okay. Nicholas, I'm only reading. Okay. Turtle Riders, it's the 250th anniversary of the Boston Tea Party on December 16th. That's true. We, the people, need to seek the whole truth and get to the bottom of the who, what, and why the Canton police and the state police and our corrupt system are covering up the truth and framing Karen Reed and Turtleboy. We must dump red tea in the harbor again. Okay. To stand up and fight the deep state. Okay. And check out GotTruthAmerica.com. Okay. Thank you very much for that, Nicholas, sir. Okay. Appreciate the support. Also got a Cash App here from, who's the Cash App from? We got one from Sharon, sent one earlier. $25, says, for always speaking the truth, in all caps. Thank you very much. I like to think we do that. Thank you. Damien sends $10 that says, happy Turkey Day to you and all of the Turtle Riders. Yeah, happy Turkey Day to you too. Frank K sends $5 and says, the vote was pretty historic though. Time will tell. Absolutely. If anyone else wants to donate, the link to the Turtle Chat is on top. You can send whatever you want in a message and I'll read it out loud to the class. Or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy. All right, let's get to the vote and then Colin Albert making a cameo at the end. Out of nowhere. Okay, so here's the vote. Let's see. Should we watch my version of it so we can see my react? Actually, no, I think I cut out. Let's go to my version of it. Let's get out of the young jerks. No offense to the young jerks. reporting here. Hold on. Dude, I got to see the John Connor.
That's a consideration.
Okay. Right.
I think Peach, yes, whatever.
Okay.
Orange.
Mr.
yes.
Moderator,
Whatever.
thank you.
You guys heard that, right? Or what?
All right, I'm going to do this one more time for our room because I know the results of the two other rooms. And I would like to, everyone
Here we
in
go.
favor, please raise your card.
It carried into, ooh. It's a lot of cards. Show the whole room, please. Why can't they show the whole room? The gym pass?
All opposed?
That looks like less hands.
All right. The results of our room, I believe the motion passed narrowly. The motion passed narrowly in the gym. Passed narrowly in the gym, and the motion passed narrowly or by a better margin. And so as a result,
Show John Connolly. Connolly.
So as a result,
look at him. Look at him.
As a result,
Look at him.
the motion has passed by a narrow margin in all three, and is so voted.
Where'd he go?
Next person.
Agree with you, count.
All right, I got motion has passed.
Oh, there he is. They just zoomed in on him. They just zoomed in. I got it one more time. One more time.
So as a result, as a result,
Look at him stand up. Look at him stand up. The whole select. Look at them all looking. All of them are like, did that just happen?
Look
at that. Like why?
Motion has passed.
Like why did he stand up? That really said a lot, though. The fact that this guy stood up, like he's just like he didn't know what to do. It was his initial reaction was, we can't lose. Like it's my town. I run Canton. I'm class of 78. I was in the yearbook project. I've been on the select board since the beginning of time. I'm John freaking Connolly. I'm a regular at the hillside. I wear I've literally become like a walking meme for a guy who with the button, the short sleeve button down with the sweater vest that he wears, or the vest, just the zip up vest that he wears all the time. Everywhere, just pounding brewskis down at the hillside. It looks like he's beat red all the time. He looks like he's about to have a heart attack 24/7. Loves being on the select board. Loves it. He's John freaking Connolly. And he's just like, he is not used to not getting his way. He is not used to that. I mean, this is a guy who, remember, got caught in a hot mic saying, random fucking citizens, he called these people. Just look at this guy. Look at him. That is a guy who is not, he doesn't know what just happened. He does not know how to not get his way. And Chris Albers was like, what? They all are looking like
passed and by a narrow margin in all three, and is so voted.
Where'd he go?
Next person.
Agree with you, count.
All right.
James Terrell, Wall Court.
I got, all right. So I have one disagreement. Again, if we go with a disagreement, we will be going.
Did you see that, John Connolly? So James Terrell says he disagrees with the count. My sources tell me James Terrell killed a guy in 86 or 87. Maybe two people. I'm not exactly sure how many people he killed, but it seems to be a theme with these scumbags. And he didn't like the count. And as we know, they spent like the next hour doing the count manually. What was it like in the gym? Like, how did it work? So did they go around, just you put your thing up and they counted manually like that? Like, that's wild. But it wasn't even close. I mean, 903 to 800. Easy. They won every single room. So the moderator was right. He could tell the majority voted yes. A minority voted no. And we win. The good guys win. So we got that audit, baby. And then at the end, we're watching it. And then all of a sudden, look who appears. when this guy starts talking.
Counter state or federal election were to occur on the same day. Running 2 elections simultaneously with some people taking 1 ballot and others were instituting more change. From a process perspective, it is much cleaner to receive 1 ballot at a time in the mail rather than several. If someone were to return 2 ballots in the same envelope per state law,
here they
it
come.
would have to be rejected and the
Look at
vote
him.
would
Look at him coming down. There's Colin Albert. And this guy's name is Jamie Marcel, I think his name is. Or no, what's his last name? Somebody says his name is Marcel. I got pictures of him holding Chris Albert signs. I got to show you guys. Let's see. Marcel, is that his name? Or is it Marcel? How do you spell it? Jason Marcel. Jason, let me see. Did I show you guys the Chris Albert picture? Let me pull this up that I got of this dude. I'll show you the picture of him. And I saw a lot of people doubting if that was Colin. Dude, that's 100%. 100% Colin Albert. Like, no doubt about it. And this is the dude he was with. There he is. That's the guy he was with. In case you had any doubt that that was him. Vote Chris Albert Select Board. Jason Marcel. They all look alike, don't they? They all look alike. So there he is. He wants you to vote for Chris Albert. So he's there with Colin. And just look what Colin's wearing, too. This is like a $900 coat that he's wearing. Keep in mind, this guy's from a family that's completely broke. They owe so much money all the time. They can't afford groceries. Or like, I mean, didn't they lose their house? They can't afford to pay any bills. And this dude's he got a new car. He's got a new Jeep. And he's got this expensive Canada Goose jacket with his fucking hat on. Not that I'm also wearing a hat, but
have to be contacted to make arrangements.
They come.
Correct. There have been comments.
There he is. That's 100. I would recognize those ears from anywhere, man. Anywhere. That's Colin Albert.
It would be wonderful for the
Colin
town
Albert.
to be able to
Colin
this
Albert.
area.
That's
But I am
Colin.
concerned that going forward is actually concerning for a process.
There is. Like, that's 1,000% him. That's him.
Such as an election where it's important.
And like, what is he doing there? Like, what was Colin Albert doing there? You know, he doesn't vote. And so where is he getting this money from? What makes you think Chris Albert's poor? Just because you don't pay your bill doesn't mean you're poor, dude. Kind of does. Kind of does. Also, the fact that I don't think D&E Pizza makes much money, and Julie doesn't have a job, and they can't afford a $900 credit bill. So I disagree with you, Adam. I disagree with that assessment. I think that it absolutely does mean that. So, yeah. So, but Colin Albert's fresh. He's looking fresh with them feds watching, isn't he? Bang, bang. It makes you wonder, where's he getting that? Where's a 19-year-old getting that kind of money from for a jacket like that? A new car like that? Again, I certainly, I know that back in the day, I talked to several Canton police officers, retired, of course, who told me that the Canton Police Department was watching D&E as a drug front. But this was like 15 years ago. I don't know. I'm just saying. We've heard rumors about this sort of thing. But, spoiled brat. I mean, spoiled brats come from families with money. Where's this kid getting money from? Where's this kid getting in a cash business? A lot of cash, I think, are going through D&E Pizza. A lot of transactions going through. Large transactions that are like even. I bet you, I would like to audit the fuck out of D&E Pizza. I bet you're going to find some interesting things in D&E Pizza. It goes $67,000 in taxes. Interesting. So anyway, that was definitely Colin, and he's there just to vote no on this. Like that is the whole no. Don't audit the Canton police. They're protecting him. Why would he vote? Why would he want to audit the Canton police? All right. Let me play one more clip here that somebody just sent me of Court TV tonight talking about this whole thing. Let me pull this up. They talked about everything that happened. Where's the volume button? There it is.
And welcome back to Closing On.
So they explain the background.
Resource to get to the truth just feels like no one else wants it.
Yeah, just to be clear, you didn't do it.
We know who did it, Steve. We know. And we know who spearheaded this cover.
Fuck off,
you
Steve.
all know.
Reed has consistently claimed that her boyfriend was in an altercation inside the house involving other officers and then dumped outside to die. As a result of these claims, Reed has garnered a large and very passionate group of supporters
Here we are. Here
who
we
show
are.
up to her court appearances and make their presence known.
Yes, we do. Oh, I know that guy.
We're not going to be quiet. We got it.
There's Carl. There's Carl. And Ken. And there's Ken Dugal and Anthony Bianco. Losers. Losers.
Now, the residents of Canton,
Never
Massachusetts
gets old.
have had a special town meeting. This happened earlier this week. More than 1,700 citizens showed up to a contentious hearing on the issue that has really divided the town. The residents of Canton showed up to vote about having an outside review of the police department over the murder investigation. Let's take a look at some of that meeting now.
I know there's a lot of people that are frustrated with how things have progressed in the town. And I know that people came here for a number of reasons. Some people are coming here tonight to protest or to rally against or because of the arrest of Karen Reed. Some people are unhappy with the results of the last election, and some people are not happy about even having to attend a special town meeting. I have made accommodations for everybody that is here to protest tonight. There is a designated area for them. That is not what this hall is here to do.
I'm kind of questioning, I guess, what are they going to accomplish with this audit? Because I've heard a lot of talk about lack of independent external oversight, compliance with policies isn't monitored, audits are self-reporting, the CPD is afraid of being audited. All right, but when you look up here and talk about outside auditing, external monitoring,
or if the committee or Chief Rafferty could speak on behalf of whether there was a proper vetting.
Is out of order. Next question. Please order. Next question.
My next question would be if Chief Rafferty could do officers, and she will not.
Warning, all right?
I am going to quote our town administrator who recently said of me, Kathy follows the rules, annoyingly so. This is true. I follow every rule with that because I know I'm following the rules.
But when it is done,
There's
it
Rita.
shines light
She made
on
Court
where
TV.
you're doing things right and where you're doing things where you need to improve. And it is a gift when you find out where you can do better and you improve, and it increases efficiencies.
Everyone in favor, please raise your card.
Yeah, show John Connolly. John Connolly, yes, we got to see this.
All opposed?
Do it, do it.
All right. The results of our room, I believe the motion passed narrowly. The motion passed narrowly in the gym. Passed narrowly in the gym, and the motion passed narrowly or by a better margin. And so as a result,
Order.
So as a result,
oh, look at him.
As a result, let me call the motion has passed.
Look at that. Oh,
In the end, residents voted
so mad.
903 to
Oh, he's
800
so mad.
in favor of an audit of the Canton Police Department.
That never
According to
gets
town
old.
leaders, the audit is
Ever.
the first of its kind in Canton, a town of approximately 24,000 residents. A maximum of $200,000 has been set aside for this independent review. Again, as the woman said, no one likes an independent audit. All right, let's bring in our think tank. Joining us tonight in Seattle, Washington, trial attorney, author of Justice in the Age of Judgment, and fellow of the American
Look
College
what we did,
Trial
people.
Lawyers,
Look what we
Ann
did.
Bremner.
Look, this is great.
Also with us in West Palm Beach, Florida, trial attorney, former police lieutenant Rick King, and joining us by phone in Washington, D.C., the attorney who successfully represented Johnny Depp in his defamation case, and also a fellow of the American College of Trial Lawyers, Ben Chu, is with us. Thank you all for joining me this hour here on the show. And I'll begin with you. As I said, no one likes an internal audit. I suspect, now, this doesn't seem specifically to be about Karen Reed and her situation, but certainly there seems to be issues between some of the citizens of this town and the police.
Well, absolutely. But I kept thinking, and it's great to be on with you, Michael. I kept thinking to myself, what a brilliant PR campaign by her lawyer to get the whole town turned around, you know, in her favor, because that's really was the instigation of all of this.
Hey,
you know, to come. Of course, you have sentiments
I
against the
feel
police
like I
across
had
the
something to
country
do with
after
that.
The movements that we saw during the pandemic and after. But, you know, I look at this and I think that is very well done and orchestrated by her lawyer to take a case where it looked like she killed her boyfriend.
What?
And all of a sudden, you know, the fingers pointing at everybody else, and the community seems to be behind her.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was an incredible move by the attorneys. Anytime, Rick King, that you're going after an established body like a police force, you do have to garner public support. You have to go out there and bang the drum on that issue if that's what you believe. Sometimes it may not be what you believe. But what I want to ask you is, what do you think about the possibilities that, in fact, that is what's going on here? How possible? There's a lot of people who don't think cover-ups like this are even possible. How possible is it? Is it possible that Karen Reed is being set up or framed somehow?
Yes.
So I'm not one of those people that believe that you can get an organization to be behind some sort of cover-up. You have to get too many people to agree to break the law at one time for a common purpose for one person in this case. And so I don't really believe that there is
former police lieutenant. Enough said.
Total cover-up from an agency perspective.
Former police.
Can there be some people, some investigators who are not acting totally within the guides of the law or whatever they're supposed to be doing as investigators? That's always possible. But I don't know that you can cast that wide net over the whole agency.
You know, what's interesting, Ben Chu, is that there are competing narratives here. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, the defense has been screaming wide and far about this so-called conspiracy. But there is some, as far as some of the evidence in this case, there is testimony by a friend of Reed's that says she saw her with the victim parked outside the house in question here, which is owned by a Boston police officer.
Friend of Reed.
Then she left, and when she later called her, she said she hadn't seen her boyfriend since they were at the bar, which was earlier in the night. This was a
Jen
night out
McCabe.
amongst friends, including a lot of BPD, Boston police officers. So there are
like what are these stories? A friend of her, like Boston police. There's two Boston cops, John and Brian. That's it. No one else is a Boston cop in this story, except for Cut Carl, but he doesn't count. Like, so what? Like, can these guys? How hard is it to do some prep work in this? I mean, really, the friend of hers and the story he's telling. Like, who is he even talking about there? He's talking about Jen McCabe, right?
competing narratives here that this defense is going to have to deal with. All right, looks like we have some technical difficulties with Ben. So, Anna, I will pose that same question to you. There are issues here for the defense to deal with. And to your point earlier, the brilliance of what they're doing is that not a lot of people are talking about this. They're talking about the police.
I know. And that's what I love about it. It's like, look over there, you know, when it's just a straightforward case. And, you know, and then all of a sudden, look at all these guys, you know, and it's like, it's amazing to me that this lawyer was able to pull that off, because I just can't, like, you know, like Rick said, I can't see these people all conspiring in some way, you know, to frame this woman. And yet the whole town is pretty exercised about this. I mean,
the whole town, none of these people are even from Canton. And she's basically saying there that, like, this is some grift pulled off by Alan Jackson, that, like, I don't believe a conspiracy took place here. So great job for the lawyer for getting all these idiots to fall for this, all these town idiots to fall for this. It's like, or counterpoint, people aren't stupid and they look at obvious facts presented to them, amplified by something called Turtleboy. And next thing you know, there's protests going on outside the court. So there's that. These idiots.
Passionate about it. You know, when you look at their signs, you know, they're into it. It's a sight to see, you know, that they've rallied. In the way
We did
they
that.
have.
Yeah, no question. They showed up in force. And also Rick King, the police showed up in force. At Cameron Reed's first hearing, they showed up in support of the police.
They did?
It was really sort of this weird scene of people who are angry at the police, or at least ready to suggest that they
What
were
are they
doing something
talking
wrong.
about?
The police there again supporting their people, saying that, hey, you know, this is not something that we're involved in. So when you look at a case like this,
What the freak is this guy talking about? When did the police show up with those three? I know he's not talking about those three guys who stood in the aisle. That can't possibly be what he's talking about. Can it?
Rick, how do you determine which direction to go if you're, let's say, the public trying to figure out, hey, is there something going on here? There's a lot of evidence that there's a suggestion it's been planted, that someone went to her.
Like, I can understand. Okay, the mainstream media I expect nothing from. The channel is quite literally called Court TV. Like, how hard is it? Like, if you're going to bring one of these people on, like, I assume they just have like a Rolodex of people like, okay, let's get this guy on. He's been on before. Let's get him on again. And okay, what's the topic tonight? What are we talking about? Karen Reed. Okay. Can you do research for like 45 minutes? Can you do something? Can you come on a little bit prepared and know what you're talking about? And like, these people have no idea, including the host. I swear to God, Vinny Politan's the only one at this whole station who has any idea what the fuck he's talking about.
Her driveway and took a broken taillight, dropped it on their driveway. There's also a phone from someone who is related to, I think, the sister-in-law of the Boston police officer who owned the house, who did a search that said, how long does it take to die in the cold? So there's that as well.
At 227.
So, you know, as someone who has been a police officer and now currently represents police officers in administrative type hearings and criminal hearings as well, you have to recognize that what's going on in Canton is really, we're not Canton, I apologize.
No, it's Canton.
In Boston.
No, it's Canton.
A dichotomy
It's Canton,
of what's going on. It's an example of what's going on in our nation. There is a group subset of people who are supportive of the police, and there's a subset of people.
Ah, here we go again. This bullshit narrative. Oh, we're just Black Lives Matter. That's what we are. Yeah, me, Mr. Trump guy. Like, I'm a big BLM guy. Like, that's what he's saying right now. That there's a subset of the population doesn't trust the police. Quite the opposite. That's what makes this movement unique, is it's comprised of people who have backed the blue for quite some time. And we're like, yeah, but not this time. Not right now.
People who are not supportive of the police at this point. And what you have to do as a regular citizen in talking about trying to figure out where you kind of lie in a case like this is you got to look at the evidence, and you have to see where the evidence lies out.
Yeah,
and I would do the thing that as a criminal defense lawyer, we tell people all the time, let's wait until the evidence plays out before you make a decision as to what's going on. And I think, and as you pointed out, there are plenty of issues that the defense has raised in this case, and they've done a great job of framing a narrative. Even to the extent to the public, normally you save that framing for what you're going to do in the courtroom, but they've taken it outside and they've framed it to the public. And so now you have the public galvanized behind you, talking about the issues that you're pointing out. And so they're doing a fantastic job. But when I pull back and say, hey, as the lay citizen, I would hope that what we do is we wait to see how the evidence plays out and see, because some of these things might look shiny when you first look at them, but when you get a little closer.
We have. Look, I mean, this is the most generic cookie cutter response. You could know nothing about this case and say exactly what that guy said. Like nothing. And that guy clearly does know absolutely nothing about this. And by the way, how's Denise Galvin doing? Anyone see poor Denise? Can we go back and watch her speech from a few weeks ago? And we just relish in this and what she said. Let's just listen to what she said at the Board of Selectmen meeting.
My name is Mindy Millman. I live at 59 Walpole Street. And I first want to start out and say to just everyone to clear up something. I do not believe in banning books. Somehow that got it.
Questions of the select publicly vent first meeting. Though after watching others speak passionately over the past several months on issues that directly affect my family, I decided it was time to take a voice and speak up. I am disheartened and disappointed in the members of the Canton community who continue to come before the select board to publicly vent frustrations and make accusations based on unsubstantiated claims that the police and the select board are somehow negligent in their duties. These people, without justification or firsthand knowledge, accuse the Canton police of being incompetent and corrupt while raising questions of the select board about the police department's investigation into the death of John O'Keefe. Your accusations and anger against the select board and the police are based purely on speculation and rumors.
All right.
The police, the select board, and the silent majority residents are not responsible for the divide within the Canton community.
The silent majority residents. That's the only part I wanted to play. How's that silent majority doing there, Denise Galvin? Where's your silent majority? Are they still silent, dear? It looks like the silent majority isn't a majority after all. The majority actually was the loud people who have been peacefully protesting this. And even though you guys, like, you know, Denise Galvin, like everybody in your family has like 5 kids, and you've created this like super family of McAlberts in town. So you have a huge advantage in that you've just reproduced so often. It wasn't enough. You control all the institutions, all this. You had every advantage going into this, and it wasn't enough. You still lost to an organic grassroots movement of everyday people who just started showing up at meetings of random fucking citizens. It's literally random fucking citizens showing up, and you got whooped, Denise. You guys lost by a C note. 103 votes. You got whooped. You lost all 3 rooms. You lost the auditorium, the cafeteria, and the gymnasium. You lost them all. You got mollywopped. And so a message was sent. Yeah, a message was sent. The message was that you suck. Nobody likes you. And speaking of nobody likes you, Michael Morrissey's got things to say. He released a press release not too long ago saying the following. DA Morrissey says, pass the gravy, Morrissey says, on Tuesday, Michael Morrissey said, Michael Morrissey said that while the audit will likely discover that the department is underfunded, it won't answer questions about how the Reed case was handled. DAs oversee all homicide investigations, and police in Canton asked state police to take over the Reed investigation as soon as they realized that O'Keefe's body had been found at the home of Kevin Albert, whose brother Kevin works for the Canton Police Department, Morrissey said. Except a grand total of 2 men in uniform stepped foot inside 34 Fairview Road. Michael Lank and Sean Good were the only officers who ever stepped foot inside that house. And according to Michael Morrissey himself in his August 25th press release, Michael Proctor was never at 34 Fairview Road that day. So how can he say now that they handed over the investigation as soon as they found out it was Brian Albert's house? They just dipped. Except they didn't. They literally searched the scene. They didn't find any taillight. Proctor wasn't, the state police were not assigned the case because of any sort of, because of the Kevin Albert thing, although they are putting his name out there for the first time. That was smart. Kevin Albert's name was never in writing before, but now it is. In any mainstream media outlets, now it is. Good job. Good job. I'm sure he really appreciates that, Morrissey. And yeah, they took over the investigation because he was dead. That's why they took over after he was pronounced dead. And Michael Lank was called by Jennifer McCabe at 8:38 a.m. He came back to the house at 9 a.m. because she suddenly remembered after Karen was institutionalized that, oh yeah, she said a whole bunch of really incriminating shit I forgot to tell you guys about. So there's that. So that's what he says. He's got to get his story straight. Canton, in an abundance of caution, called the state police early on. How many departments do you know who recognized early on they have a potential conflict and take a step back as quick as they did? Oh, they took a step back and brought in quite possibly the most conflicted person possible to run this investigation. Michael Proctor. He really said that. I have to hand it to them. They wanted to recuse themselves from the case, and they did. He's got to hand it to him. Morrissey said the most important role local police played took place in the minutes after he was found. Oh, right. Yeah, they're so important. So important. Then he kept going on. He's got one more clip here. He said, I feel bad for the department. Morrissey says, when some people are critical of their work. Oh, no, not critical of the police. I think they did, is it yeoman? Is that how it's pronounced? Yeoman's work in a blizzard to try to save the guy's life and get him to the hospital. Karen Reed tried to save John O'Keefe's life. She did more than anyone to try to save John O'Keefe's life. That was their primary concern, to try to save this guy's life. Now, their primary concern was protecting the interests of Brian Albert. That's what they did. Reed's lawyers have claimed that law enforcement officials, blah, 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 blah. The defense questioned Michael Proctor, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And so they did that. All right. So, cool. I think that's about that. Anyone have any questions they want? Let me check turtle chats. See if we have any turtle chats I can read. Okay. None there. If anybody wants to ask a question, go ahead. If you turtle chat me, you'll get priority. So go ahead. Let's see any questions you guys have. Anything you want to talk about? I know that's a good, I like that. Like that was, he called it this guy's life. Like this guy, I felt the same way. Talk about insensitive. And that's another good point. CPD took a step back, yet Ken Berkowitz was finding taillight a week later. That's interesting. On a hunch. Yeah, I haven't done a freestyle rap in a while. I might have to bring one back. Might have to bring it back. For those of you new here, I am a freestyle rapper. Any new bombshells coming? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I heard there's a 911 tape out there somewhere. I feel like that should be publicized. A lot of people are saying they heard it. Something about Jen McCabe, like whispering. Something about don't come outside or something. No one's coming to help. Something like that. I don't know. But I've heard rumors about that. But I don't know anything about it. 911 tape. I don't know anything about it. All I know is if the bad guys have it and they're not publicizing it, it's probably because it doesn't make Jen McCabe look very good. Yeah. And that's the other good point, Paige. If the Canton police aren't involved, then why did Michael Proctor bring the car to the Canton Police Department? Why didn't he bring it to the state police barracks in Middleborough or Milton or wherever? Interesting. Oh, wow. Interesting. That's interesting. It's on Twitter? Oh, weird. Weird. You know, you've heard out of, I don't know anything about it now. I've heard it exists, but that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Wait, is that real? You guys can't be real. Can't the defense get the 911 call? They might have it already. I don't know. I would assume they can. Oh, good. Meredith O'Neill, one of the Canton Nine. Happy to report that she successfully filed an ethics complaint against, I always pronounce that wrong, Chicken Parm Charlie today for not recusing himself on voting for Canton police related articles. Yeah, he really should. He really should, considering he's got a brother on the job. We got a turtle chat here. Got to read from my cash. First, we got a turtle chat. $25 from Erica with the K. 2 quick questions. Do you know what the moderator was talking about when he said too many colors in the room? I don't think he was talking about black people, if that's what you're getting at. I think he meant like actual colors, in that it was hard to see. I think the cards were red, and it was hard for him to see, like, if people were wearing red. I think he was saying it's hard to distinguish who's holding a thing up there. Next, she said, and does anyone know what the time frame has been requested for the audit going back 2 years, 5 years? I don't know. A lot of people were asking about the audit specifics. I don't know who's going to be doing it, but I'm sure, I mean, the people in town are such good watchdogs that I know they're all over it. Whatever it is, they're all over it. I'm quite positive. It's hard to see the difference in cards. I see. Matt says, you were great on the Howie's show. I was surprised you took some time away from deep-throated Trump to let you come on. I mean, Howie loves Turtleboy, so he would have me on, whenever. It's like, but I agree. It's like, I love when Howie does local shit and not the Trump stuff, But that's what sells. That's what sells. Court dates for me, I have a hearing on Tuesday in Stoughton. I believe it's at 9:00. All are welcome. It's I'm trying to get my phones back. So, and then we got another court date on the 5th, December 5th, for an actual pretrial hearing, I guess it is. I don't know how it works, but yeah. Also, we have let's see, Turtle Gal sends $25 on Cash App and says, you rock, Turtle Boy. Thanks for all you do. Thank you, Turtle Gal. I really appreciate that. You're my gal. So if anyone else wants to turtle chat, it's linked to the top, or they can Cash at me at $ Uncle Turtle Boy. Okay. Uncle Turtle Boy, who do you want to play you? Well, the documentary is, I'm in the documentary. So people have asked about who they want to play me. I don't know. I leave that up to the turtle riders to decide. Got another Cash App here from Jennifer, and she says, you started all of this, and sends $10. And thank you very much, Jennifer. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. But I might have started it, but these people finished it. I'll tell you that much. They took the ball and ran with it. What was the moderator talking about when he said there was a situation in the other room? I was told somebody was videoing it and they didn't want them to video it. I don't know what they were talking about. My boomer mother listens to Howie every day and loved the Joe Biden doctor line. I did get to I said, he asked how they could donate to the defense fund. I go, check out my Twitter. I'm at Dr. Turtleboy, because if Jill Biden's a doctor. So I knew that would sell with his audience. I knew that would sell with Howie's audience, but it's true. If a certain recording of Way Too Calm 911 call taking place surprises people, wait until they see the dash cam footage of said person running up to every first responder, getting her story. Yeah, there would be dash cam footage from the Canton Police Department, and it would show the actions of Kerry Roberts, Karen Reed, and Jennifer McCabe in the immediate aftermath of John O'Keefe being discovered there, wouldn't it? Well, that's interesting. Yikes. I'm looking forward to seeing those dash cam videos. Anyone else? People are all debating. All right. What happens first? KR acquitted or Trump in office? Well, if Trump were to get reelected, it would not be until, if Trump were to come back, it would be January of 2025. So pretty sure the Karen Reed thing will be over by then. And Adam Hurst, you can fuck off with your cranberry sauce. Okay. I don't eat any cranberry sauce because I'm not an asshole. Sorry to anybody who I like good food. I don't eat fucking cranberry sauce. Disgusting. Disgusting. Ugh. Ugh. Horrible. Who would you want to be portrayed in the movie? Like, I don't know. Just as like this renegade blogger. I don't know. Not blogger, award-winning journalist. Who should star for the Pats Sunday? You know, I'm going to say something unpopular. I think that Mac Jones should just start for the rest of the season because we're fucked anyway, right? Like, why do you want to win at this point? Aren't we tanking? Like, what are you going to fuck around with Bailey Zappi for? Obviously, Bailey Zappi is not the future. He sucks too. So what's the point? You might as well just play Mac Jones, right? And we got the Chiefs left, and we got cream pie by them. The Giants game. I mean, the Giants gave us a gift by winning the other day. Because now, you know, we're number 2 in the draft, aren't we now? Or is Arizona behind us? I forget. So, yeah, there's that. I don't know when the feds are coming. That's what I'm saying. Just like let them have the whole season. And we'll not, like, maybe some crazy shit will happen and Mac Jones will just get good and we'll win. Like, I don't know. That'd be a weird conundrum. If Mac Jones starts like winning games and we go like 6-2 the rest of the year and we finish like 8-9 and we're like, oh, fuck. Well, now what? Well, like maybe we shouldn't, you know, because right now it's like we're dumping Mac, obviously, but who knows? We'll see what happens. I was a Mac Jones guy for a while. I was clearly wrong. Clearly. I apologize for that. But you never know. I don't want to miss any turtle chats if we got any. Okay, I think we're good there. All right. So I am gonna call it a night. You guys can fuck off with your Thanksgiving food. And I'm gonna have my buffalo chicken dip, and no one else can have any. It's all for me. I'm gonna have a 2-liter of Pepsi. I love Pepsi. I love Pepsi so much, and I love buffalo chicken dip, and it's all for me. So I love the profile picture of this one. Anyway, we will see you guys for the next episode of Turtle Boy Live after the holiday. We'll see when. I don't know. Maybe we'll do one Saturday. I don't know. But I have family in, so probably not. Probably at least a week. So anyway, guys, hope you guys all have fun with your families and friends or whoever. And enjoy your buffalo chicken dip and your ramen noodles. And have a good family time. Peace, Turtle Riders.